I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members for your continued support. Thank you, and consider joining today for added perks and exclusive content. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Robocop ED209 from Hiya Toys. And this is a figure that I very recently became aware of. I got mine from Amazon for approximately $40. So here we have the ED209 in the box. Right here, the front of the package right here shows us Robocop action figure, exquisite mini Robocop ED209, Hiya Toys. This is for ages 15 and up. And apparently it's going to make babies cry. If we go over to the top of the box, we got the same picture of the 209 right there. Over here on the side, we got Robocop one more time. Exquisite Mini is a new standard setting for 1/18 scale, featuring super articulation action figures under Hiya Toys. And we got two product shots of the ED209 right there. And he's doing a little theater bow right there because, you know, applause for him. Okay, on this side of the box, we got the same, that's the same picture that we had on the front of the box. And then over here on this side, we have what appears to be a recreation of a scene from the movie done with toys here. Again, Exquisite Mini is a new, it's the same thing we saw on the other side. Some tiny type for the Hiya Toys and the UPC. Nothing along the bottom there. That's about it for the packaging. Let's get this guy opened up and check it out. And here we have the ED209 out of the package, and he is absolutely stunning. I am so incredibly impressed with this figure, and I have been having so much fun just checking him out and putting him in different little poses, and he's just such a cool little figure. And again, ever since I saw Robocop, when the original Robocop came out when I was a kid, who didn't want an ED209? This is just such a cool design of a robot. So ED209 here stands approximately 6 inches tall in the configuration that I have him here. He can be moved around. He can be made taller. I'll show you a little bit of that. But this is kind of like his normal pose. So in his normal standing pose, he would be approximately 6 inches tall. He's about 5 inches wide. And let's just take a moment to take in all of the detail, because the level of detail on this guy is absolutely impressive. You've got that textured screen type of material up here for his, I guess, the top of his head or his face. As a kid, I always imagined like this would open up and there would be like a little cockpit so somebody could sit in there. I guess it would have to be a small person, but, you know, I always kind of imagined that, hey, you could maybe pilot one of these, right? So it's actually got like that screen look up here where all of his sensors would be. You've got all of the molded detail right here on the front of his face, that silver grill right there. You can see every single rivet on this guy is in there. It's molded in. It's painted. You can look back here on the back. You've got some of that molded in detail. You've got some of that cabling. You've even got some little burn marks right there, either burn marks or oil marks, just a little signs of wear, where you can see just kind of like that real life look to him. Really, really nice. You got those exhaust vents right in the back there, leading down into the legs. You got all of the mechanical detail. You've got all of these suspensions and gears and moving parts. They're all in there. Again, more molded detail, more rivets, more moving parts down there. If you look down here in between the toes, you can actually see cabling. That's all been detailed in different colors. Coming back up to the top on his arms, you can see more cabling. Move the little flap up right there. You can see all of the moving parts right there. You can see the cabling leading down into the arms. You've got his magazines. You've got his rockets. You've got his machine guns right there. You've got the magazines for the extra ammo over here on the other arm. Same, you got 2 magazines over here for the double-barreled guns. And again, you can see those light hints of just that fading and some carbon scoring on him, that kind of thing, to just kind of give him that real world detailed look. And just the absolute level of detail on this figure at such a low price point has me really, really impressed. This is a fantastic figure. Now, articulation wise, you've seen me moving them around a little bit already. So as you saw, the top of the robot right there can move side to side. Not a full 180 or even a 90. It's more of a 45 to the left and right, which I guess that would be correct. I don't know. In the movie, they never really showed him moving any more than that. It would make sense for him to go a full 360, but then again, if you look at the design, that really doesn't lend itself for a full 360. So I'm not up to speed on all of the ED209's codes and specs. So I don't know if he's supposed to go all the way to 360, but the design, at least the design, doesn't allow him to. The arms, let's move up here. So you saw these flaps up here. These are on hinges. You can move these up and down. And so the arms can rotate here at the, I'm going to call them the arms, right? So anyway, here at the base, you can rotate these 360 degrees. The little elbow pieces have a full 180. And then the actual forearms themselves with the guns can also rotate 360. So you can move these around and pose them. That's the same for both. Down here on the legs, we've got, this is a soft ratchet down here. I'm going to call this the hips. Let's move the arms out of the way. So we got a soft ratchet here, and we can move forward and backwards. So we can go back about that far, and we can go forwards about that far. We also have a rotation up here at this top hinge, or top joint right there. We got a rotation up here, so he can move his legs in and out. Let's see, does that move? No. The actual extensions here for the back of his legs, these do extend so that you can try and work some walking poses on him. And this is what I was talking about earlier. For his height, you could do something like that, and now he is a lot taller than 6 inches. Obviously, that's just not his normal mode, but that brings him up to about 7.5 inches right there. You could, you can do stuff like that. He makes for a pretty big, impressive display if you pose him, in certain ways. But I'll bring those back down again and bring his head down. And then finally, his toes. All 3 of his toes are individually hinged, so you can move the little toes up and down, all 3 of these. So again, you can make little poses like when he's trying to, let me extend that. When he's trying to figure out the stairs, you can have him, to the side and looking down, or I guess it would have been this way, right? And he's trying to figure out the stairs right there before he falls off. And I always thought when he was trying to get back up again, he was doing this. He kind of looked like a baby throwing a tantrum. Which was always funny to me, that moment in the movie. Fantastic little figure. I am just super, super impressed with this figure. He's such a beautiful display piece, and he looks so good up on the shelf, and I've been having a blast with this guy up on the shelf. One more thing now, he does have electronics. He has sounds, which is so cool. I'll bring him in close, try to get these. 2 of them sound really, really good. One of them, the volume is kind of low, and it's unfortunate because it's kind of like my favorite one, and it's the one that's hardest to hear. So out of the package, there's a little slot down here at the bottom of him, and you can see a little screw right there. So this is the battery compartment. You would take that out, and he's got some button cell batteries. That's where you would replace them. Out of the package, he had a little plastic tab right there. You just pull that tab, and he's ready to play. If you look back here, right behind this shoulder, he's got that button right there. And he's got 3 pre-recorded sounds. We'll start off. Yeah, sorry to get out of focus there, but that's kind of like the lowest sound, and that's kind of my favorite. So I wanted you to be able to hear that, so I brought him close to the camera. And then the other 2. Okay, so he had 20 seconds to comply. He didn't, and he shot him. And then finally the 3rd sound. And there you go. The 3rd sound is him walking and me doing a very horrible job of making him walk. A couple of comparisons so you can just kind of get a sense of scale for him. Here he is with G1 Optimus Prime. I always keep a G1 Optimus Prime nearby just in case for emergencies. If I lose my house keys, I always have a G1 Optimus Prime nearby. So here's the 2 of them together so you can see what the 2 of them look like. And here he is with He-Man. So you can see what the 2 of them look like, and you can kind of get a sense of scale. So yeah, absolutely fantastic figure. Again, I found this guy on Amazon for about $40. And at that price point, again, I think this is an absolute must get. If you like robots, if you like Robocop, if you like the design of ED209, and come on, who doesn't like the design of this guy? Yeah, absolutely fantastic figure. And I think that about does it for the Hiya Toys Robocop 1987 ED209 with sound. This is a 1/18 scale figure. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.